Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for the honor and pleasure of having you with us here at the Weconnect Learn to Earn event. And I'm looking forward to a very exciting evening where we'll be listening to two very important ladies who will be sharing their experience with us, one from the corporate perspective of building your capacity, capability, and competence, and the other from a personal perspective. I'm really excited about what the two ladies have to teach us because there's a lot to learn. And I am hoping that we would have a wonderful and smashing evening, and we'll be much better for it once we've listened to the two fantastic ladies. Before we get into the program for the day, this is Weconnect platform. We have here with us Mr. Yeshua Russell, who would be welcoming us on board as the chief representative of Weconnect in Nigeria. And he's been really supportive of us women in business, working with us to access supply chains, international supply chains, and access international opportunities. So I'll just open the floor right now for our highly esteemed man amongst women, Mr. Yeshua Russell. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation and agreeing to have the opening address on behalf of Weconnect. Thank you so much, Mr. Yeshua Russell. You're very welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amaro, and thank you for putting this together. In all honesty, Dr. Amaro actually handled the bulk of this. The Reconnecting basically just provided very, very basic support. So congratulations for pulling this off, and thank you for putting this together. I'm going to be very, 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 very quick because I know it's an evening program. And so everyone wants to get into the networking session and listen to the speakers we have here today. Both speakers are fantastic speakers. Antifayo, Anti-Janet, these are fantastic speakers. I've worked with Antifayo in the past on World Bank projects. She might not remember me then. I was much younger and I didn't have a beard. So that's been a while, but I know how impressive both speakers are and the capacity they bring. I would like to just say that for Weconnect International in Nigeria, we are hoping that this year will be very impactful for the women. And we're hoping we'll have more events of this nature, using the capacity we have within the network to strengthen women-owned businesses within the network. It's something that's very important. I got off a call with Diageo Guinness today. It was an impromptu call, it wasn't planned. And the whole conversation was, how do we bring in more women-owned businesses into their value chain system? That was the entirety of the conversation we had today. How do we bring in? So many questions were coming in. Do we have women in agro? Do we have women in support? Do we have women in packaging? So we believe that a lot will take place this year. Once again, thank you very, very much to the WB Council for putting this together. I can see the chair of the council is here. I can see other people are also present. Thank you very, very much, Dr. Amaro, for you chair the committee on capacity building. So this is right up your alley. Thank you very, very much. We really appreciate the support we're getting from the WB Council, and I hope that we all have a fantastic time today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yeshua. I'll say a big thank you to the members of the capacity building team. We have here Mrs. Nike Ibirogba. Please, can you say hello to us? Mrs. Ibirogba, could you say hello to us?
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Nice having you here.
Yeah, we also have Stella Okene. Could she say hello to us too?
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Janet Adetu, who will be speaking later. Thank you so much for being part of the team. And I will yes, and it's so nice to have members of the capacity building team supporting us here. So we're just going to have, I don't think we have enough people on the call at the moment, but I'm just going to say that what this meeting at the moment is going to have two sections, two real sections of Mrs. Fayos delivering a speech as well as her presentation, as well as Mrs. Janet Adetu delivering her own speech as well. And then we're going to have a few questions and answers. And then we're going to have a speed networking event where we get 5 women into the room. And the 5 women are just going to share within a minute, with less than a minute, 30 seconds, an elevator pitch of what they do, how people could support them, and why they're at that event. Basically introducing yourself, the name of your business, what you do, and any support you require, just in case there's somebody in the room who can support you. And that really goes around, because even if people in your room cannot support you, they can go away with your details and pass it on to somebody in their network. And that person will definitely get in touch with you to help you. So this is basically to help us grow our network, apart from learning from the 2 very important speakers we have here. So I'd like to introduce Mrs. Fire Williams. She is an international labor organization Start and Improve specialist. She's a master trainer and a certified management consultant with a background in pharmacy, with 30 years experience as an entrepreneur. She has coached and mentored over 1,000 entrepreneurs, as well as some startups in various industries. A World Bank trained business development service provider. She is the founder, managing director of Simply Exponential Consult Limited, and serves in the capacity of director in a health and safety company. Mrs. Fire Williams is a council member of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry and has featured by Facebook, She Means Business. Welcome, Sister Fire.
Thank you so much.
I'm not happy I can't see your background. Thank you so much for
I'm
joining
so
us.
sorry. Yes, I am very sorry. I need to apologize. When I found out that this particular computer, which I'm really so much used to, couldn't feature, it would take time to switch to another computer I had, and I felt I needed to be on the call on time, because I know that the Weconnect standard is to start on time. So once again, I would like to thank Dr. Ibilola Mao, a younger sister I'm so proud of. Thank you, Lola, for all you do and for leading this particular effort, just as Yeshua said. Yeshua, I remember you because there's no way you're unmistakable, and you've been such a great supporter of women. You are he for she. So you have a special place in our hearts, Yeshua. Thank you so much. And to Weconnect International, what can I say? I have just been certified, and this is my first event after certification. So I just, I'm so fulfilled, I'm so excited. And I would like to give a shout out to all the wonderful people on this call. I can see Hetty Ugo, I can see Mrs. Ibirogba, and so many others, too numerous to mention. So I understand I have about 30 minutes, so it's about 7:15 now, and I will be stopping at 7:45. So Lola, please, may I have the rights to share my screen so that we can, okay, I already have the rights. Thank you very much. Where is my PowerPoint? Okay, I need to show all my screens. There we go. Thank you for your kind introduction, Lola. I know I probably wouldn't need to say any more. So let's just take it from the top. Oops. So the title is all about learning to earn, enhancing the profitability of our businesses. Lola has been so kind to introduce me, and the only other thing I would say is that I am also on radio. On Tuesdays, I support health and safety awareness, and that's one little interesting thing about me. Now, I have a question for all the members of this audience, this distinguished audience this evening. What area of business do you have challenges with? So may I see in the chat box as many issues, irritations, whatever policies or whatever you think you're having with a challenge with right now. I would love to read this all in the chat box. So please use the chat box. Let's make this interactive so that I can possibly answer some of your questions while going on, so that will make it more interesting. And Lola, please, if you see anything interesting in the chat room, let me know. I'll just go on now to talking about it being a time for change. Yes, we are in a time for change. We have left an era where we had these lovely offices, all well decorated, and we had our customers coming in to take tea and coffee, and then we show them around and they pick what they want. And suddenly, COVID-19 came to town. We were on lockdown. We had to transit our businesses to virtually online. I don't know when Lola resumed. I'm sure she was at home or even abroad for so many months. So she had to run her business virtually online all the time. And in my situation, I had to develop new skills like moderating webinar sessions, like becoming a speaker for online sessions, doing my training, delivering my services online. So it is a time for change. We've had supply chain distortions. Many borders are still closed. A lot of things are not coming in from China. So for those like Ngozi, who is our chairperson in Nigeria, who used to bring things a whole lot from abroad, I'm sure she's had to look inward. What else can I make with Nigerian fabric? So she's been making these awesome bags and so on and so forth. And this change is going to remain with us. The behavior of the consumer has shifted. The psychographics have received a huge dent. And right now, we have to have and we need to prepare for a time of change. If you think about your location, you're not going to need those tons and tons of offices and several floors. You're probably going to need to shrink it. A lot of banks lost their branches. If you think about your revenue, how are you going to increase it? How many channels are you on? Are you on Visa? Flutterwave has a platform. Visa has a platform. QuickTeller has a platform. Are you on those platforms? Or are you still in your barrel and wood office? So this is a time for change. Again, if you talk about profitability and you had been possibly a little bit relaxed, having your auditors coming in once a year, it is a no-no. We're going to talk about that. If you don't know your numbers, if you're not on top of your numbers, you wouldn't know when things go wrong. So it is a time for change. Now, let me just, put on, okay, I can see that I'm not having a lot of interaction in the chat room. I hope that would change because we want to make this relevant to us. But I am glad that I got this screenshot from PwC. And some of the most pressing problems facing SMEs include obtaining finance. And I dare say, before you get the finance, what is your business idea like? Is it enough to get the investor excited? Do you have a business idea by which we can see a clear path to the money? Is it solving a problem, filling a need, or is it just some fancy idea from the top of your head? So you really need to look at your business idea because that is the key to you getting the necessary financial support that you need from investors. Finding customers has changed. In one of my companies, the health and safety company, we used to give the marketer a vehicle and then they go from door to door. We pick one high street today and another one tomorrow. Now people don't even want you to come in. So already they tell you at the gate, I'm sorry, do you have an appointment? And if you don't have an appointment, you're going to sit with the gate man. So how do you find customers now? Your customers are on their mobile devices. Their customers are on news platforms. They are on blogging sites, they are checking results of football matches. Are you there? Finding customers has changed. Infrastructure deficit is a big problem. If you had a farm, especially during the lockdown and up till now, what happened with maize? Look at how it has affected the cost of poultry. What has happened with transporting things like day-old chicks? And you had a lot of places where you had checkpoints, and these day-old chicks got stressed, and many of them died, and that has increased the cost per kg of our frozen chicken. Electricity, where we are, we're on what they call the premium bracket. And I'm not finding it funny. I don't feel premium at all to pay such a big bill. I wish I were not, Yes, I want to have the light, but it is so expensive now. So we have a new policy. You switch off the fridge by 2 p.m. If nobody is there, please switch off the ACs. And we're going around like AC police, in my office. And I tell you, insufficient cash inflow, multiple taxation. The local government wants to take business premises rate, and we run a hub. We run a hub where several businesses under one roof, and they want to take business premises tax from every one of those businesses. And we said, let's sit down and discuss this. It's not going to happen. So there are a whole lot of problems. And you talk about the biggest costs you face, costs like rent, costs like the power supply, the taxes. Thank God for the Finance Act 2021 or 2020, right? And the kind of latitude that has been given to SMEs, generating less than 25 million, but we don't want to stay there. We want to grow. Okay, so if you're less than 25 million, yes, you don't pay company income tax. And then a bit above that, under 100 million, you pay 20%, which is reduced. And then beyond 100 million, you pay the 30%. So you still have to pay your taxes. Now, let's go on to talk about the components of a successful business. And this particular Learn to Earn session has hit it on the nail. The nail has been hit on the head. The entrepreneur has to build her capacity or his capacity to do a good job, to lead with vision, to look at the big picture, to make decisions on when to pivot or when to stay where you are. The entrepreneur has to have that capacity. And then the business, you need to look at the business. Is it able to run even if you're not there? Is it well structured? These are the questions we need to answer. And there are 5 critical steps you may need to take. The first is requesting a business audit. Look at the 5 functional areas of business. You have management. And here you're talking about forming a board. In my first business, I didn't really take it seriously. But in my second business, I took off with a board. And they hold me accountable. They ask me for my management reports, for my audited accounts, for my budget. I have to write a proper report to present to the board at every meeting. You have things like finance. If you have to borrow money, to what use do you want to put it? And are you investing? Are you having any inflows from investment activities? Are you saving for a rainy day? Marketing and sales, very, very important. As we all know, cash is the lifeblood of business. And without sales and that cash register ringing, it's not going to happen. Human resources, people make it happen. I've had to leave that, eagle-eyed, fault-finding kind of attitude to a more friendly one where we have meetings and we share a shawarma and my staff tell me, oh, madam, we're going to have a dirty December. And I roll out the drums and we have a sit out and we have music and we dance, we let our hair down. You have to learn to work with millennials. They are not thinking the way you and I are thinking right now. So your HR strategy, what are the things that you put into it? And then operations. How do we make the business more efficient? So just to let you know, there are checklists that we can run through your business, to know whether you have a marketing plan, to know your business goals, the goals for your promotional campaigns or ads. Are you generating enough qualified leads? Do you have a unique brand, a unique selling proposition, the one they call the USP? And in terms of finance, profitability is a good goal. Do you have year-on-year profitability? Has your revenue been growing? Many of us had a shrinkage during COVID, and you cannot afford to leave that as it is. So is your cash position better this month than it was last month? Are there seasonality trends in your business? You need to be asking yourself this question. So if you do a proper audit and you get the answers, you can do something about it and track your expenses, know when your profits are up or down. So profitability is where growth takes place. This is a quotation I would like us to put right in our minds so that it's not just turnover. You must be making a profit. And the second thing you could do is to commission a business plan. If you are in business, you probably have thought of a second line. I know fashion designers who became mask makers. I know a bottling company. I understand 7-Up, a huge bottling company. They went into production of the Too Short sanitizers. And this was a booming business for them just after COVID, as we came out of the lockdown and up till now, when the non-pharmaceutical interventions, the social distancing, the use of hand sanitizers and so on is still with us. It's mandatory. So a lot of companies have pivoted. And if you want to pivot, I would advise you get a business plan done, or you could have an edit on what you have, because it's just not the same kind of outlook that I use in selling my carbonated soft drinks that I'm going to use to sell a sanitizer. So these are things you may need to do. Now, why is a business plan important? It's like a roadmap. It's like a light, a beaming light for you to find your way. It helps you to organize your ideas. You see the business more holistically. It helps you to attract investors. In many cases, it's a requirement for funding. I remember applying for the COVID-19 funds during the lockdown and completing a business plan. Well, they said it wasn't mandatory, but I heard from the grapevine that when you actually do that, you're showing that you're ready to take the extra step and make the additional effort to comply. And I did get that loan partially, about 16% of what I asked for. I got that to tide me over because I knew that coming out of COVID, we would need some cash to take off. And it helps you to outline your strategic focus. In terms of tables of content, the table of content of the business plan is not cast in stone. It could include the executive summary is a given. Honestly, you need to have that 1 or 2 page executive summary that tells the investor what your business is all about. And then you go into describing the company, the current status, where are you located, have you started operations, what kind of products and services are you offering, are you having smoked edibles, are you into primary production, farming, manufacturing, are you in the service sector, what is the market like, and what do you think your share would be? How big is the cup? And what portion do you have? Your operational plan, even your exit plan needs to be in your market and in your business plan. Your personal financial statements, your finances, the 3 basic financial statements, like a 3-year profit and loss projection, 3-year balance sheet, and 3-year cash flow. The investors would like to see, because numbers tell a story, a better story than even you can. And then your supporting documentation like your CV, any certification or accreditation, your registration materials, who are the directors, the faces behind the company, You have things like your Form CO2, your Form CO7, the results of the allotment of shares, the particulars of directors. All those things need to be in the supporting documentation. So I'm going to put a link in the chat room for you to fill in terms of letting me know whether you're going to need any of those services, because we are here to help you. You also need to develop a strategic plan. And I tell you, this is so important. Many of us think getting from point A to B is just like taking the bus. I need to burst that bubble. It's not going to happen. You have to do what they call a SWOT analysis, which helps to tell your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. To tell you a little bit about COVID, it's not been all doom and gloom. For instance, 2 weeks ago, I got my first paid job as an online moderator, because during the COVID, I was called upon here and there to moderate sessions. I was able to hone my skills, and that's what happened. And another opportunity that came up was to digitalize knowledge and make it into online courses, because as you know, we are not going to have those classes packed full of 100 people anymore. So to scale your knowledge, to impact more people, you should begin to look at digital content. How do I create a service that I can render online? So having a strategic plan, becoming more visible, asking yourself questions: who am I? What are my beliefs? What is my vision and my mission? What are my core values? Where am I going? How do I get there? How do I know when I get there? The matrices. What am I going to measure? Am I just going to look at my revenue? Am I going to watch the growth in the number of staff that I have? So is it about increasing the number of branches? It's so interesting how people open shops. These days, I was in a shopping mall on Saturday, and somebody had the same kind of shop, 2 outlets on the same floor. So I was questioning, what's the rationale for this? It's so crazy. The way people think now is not the way we used to have it. So you need to have a strategy around what you do. Are you a chain store? Are you bespoke? Are you ready to wear? You need to know what exactly is your strategy. And then you break it down into action steps. So let's take a look at a sample. This is one business goal. You want to take your products and services online. Some of us don't even have an interactive, website that is easy to navigate, that is secure, and that people can go to, send you a message, or place an order on. And then you have to have something like a social media plan. It's a whole calendar. And it's not about sell. Many a times you educate 5 or 6 times before you make an offer on the 7th time. There is a whole range of activities, around creating your social media plan, around knowing about your competitor, around determining what would be your strategy, on social media. And then you need to organize a virtual launch. You tend to make a lot of noise. Maybe you run a contest and say, on the 1st of June, this is what we're going to do. It all goes into your strategic plan. And who is going to do this? By when? What are the timelines? As you can see from the timelines, you space yourself out to avoid burnout, to avoid stress. And all this is very important. If you are communicating with me, if you are hearing me, if you're gaining anything, may I see a comment in the chat room? Honestly, I need to know if I'm making any sense and if you are with me. So in one word, can you tell me, what do you think about what I've said so far? Does it resonate with you? Have you been able to identify with anything? Is there any issue that I've raised that's happening in your business? Do you have a thought to share? So let me see from the chat room if we have any comments. I do hope we'll have some comments soon. Ibinola, what's happening? Are people, in the home mode? I hope we're not in the kitchen, ladies. Anyway,
You're
all
awesome.
right.
You're awesome. I'm learning so much. Relevant.
Oh, thank
Keep going.
you.
Keep
Thank
going.
you.
Very relevant. Keep going.
Thank you very much. I am encouraged. Now, you need to seek some alternative financing options. I tell you, the donor of yesterday is fatigued. And there was about 67% shrinkage in donor funding in 2020. So for you, the woman who's running an NGO, this is not good news. I tell you, even for those of us in for-profit business, we've had to look at things like staging events, things like partnering, things like helping some of the ministries, departments, and agencies to fulfill their mandate. A friend of mine is celebrating the UN MSME Week. In fact, the MSME month with them. She's helping the UN to celebrate. She has done such a similar thing with SMEDA. So, sometimes you need to get the Nigerian budget. I tell you, ladies, it's not the time for soft sell magazines. This is a serious time we're in now. For you to come out of the doldrums, remember, we're just coming out of the recession. For you to launch yourself onto a path of growth, you have to do things you've never done before. So myself and my friend have looked at the budget of some ministries. It's like 700 pages. Don't be daunted. Go to the ministry you are interested in. Now look at those line items and begin to relate them to your business. You have training, capacity building, supplies of relief materials, things like that. You begin to find out how to pitch for those jobs. And then you can seek out grants. This is the website, Opportunities for Africans. Lola, I'll be grateful if you could type that into the chat room, Opportunities for Africans.
I already did. NIRSAL, OFA.
The NISAL is there. Then the OFA is Opportunities for Africans.org. You have humongous amounts of grant opportunities for a circular economy, for social impact, for solar energy, for capacity building, for financial inclusion. You will find your match, I tell you. And grants are a huge opportunity to help you to bring funds into your business. So you ask me, so you're advising us, and how far have you gone? Well, I am grateful that in May we applied for a grant and we eventually signed. We had a virtual signing ceremony in December, and right now we are involved in employability training. I am training 100 janitorial staff in batches, and we'll also be training about 60 sales associates. And I tell you, people are calling me. I have Crepe Cabana. I want my friend in Crepe Cabana. I need a sales girl. Another lady in a fintech company. Oh, we need people who can do janitorial cleaning for us, and so on and so forth. You help people and you help yourself. That is what grant applications are all about. Now, let's take a deep breath here. What factors have the greatest influence on business growth? Just reflect on that for 1 minute. I have about 5 minutes left in my presentation. So just reflect on this for 1 minute. If you would like to unmute yourself to let me know your thoughts, please do. I can have at least 1 or 2 people. What are the factors that influence business growth the most? Because you need to continually ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions and see how you can crack that nut, open that gate, unlock that door that would make you take a leap from where you are to where you want to be. So again, we would like some interaction, some thoughts in the chat room. But while I wait for that, let me just tell you a little bit about why you have to be a compliant business. One of the businesses I supervised was hit by an email saying, the Federal Inland Revenue Service have told us that you have not complied with your tax returns. Therefore, we cannot do business with you. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. I said, this is witch hunting that has been taken to a different level. And I laughed, and I now got together with the management team and told this business. It's not business as usual anymore. Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, has a handshake with FIRS now. If you go register a business with CAC, you don't have to go and register for your TIN number. CAC will immediately issue you a TIN number. So you are already in the tax net. So after 18 months, FIRS is waiting for you to bring your first audited account, maximum 18 months. It should be 12, but maximum 18 months. And what they're saying is whether you are paying tax or not, you must file. Filing is mandatory. You file, if you're a limited liability company, you file VAT returns and your company income tax, the education tax, it's all there. There are other things like stamp duties that are transaction triggered. There are other taxes. You need to see a tax consultant. This is not something you can just rummage through or use the back of an exercise book. No. Regulatory compliance is the new tool for business survival and growth. Your returns have to be up to date, and then you do annual returns to CAC as well. Even CAC has asked you to update your details. That must be done. And then look at what I said about Weconnect certification. Yeshua just told us about opportunities that are coming from his discussion with Diageo, with his discussion with Procter & Gamble, with so many other companies. There are opportunities to take women into the supply chain of corporates, of multinationals. If you are not certified, if you don't go through all those processes, you are not up for this opportunity. Not only have I done that, in one of my businesses, I've gone for Dun and Bradstreet. I am going right now for DPR certificate. Yewale is here. She's that you cannot do business like Key, and we can help you. Exponential Consult Limited. And our services can be on a mutually agreed basis. We help with preparation of business plans, training your company staff, preparation of your strategic plans, delivery of staff improvement, and I cannot do it alone. So my structure is collaborative consulting. So I have a team starting with my company secretary. He's usually on the call when SMEs require legal advice. So we listen to you. We have a clarity session, about 30 minutes. You tell us what you want to do, and then we let you know what it would entail. I have Angela, a recruitment specialist. I have Matthew. I have Freda. I have Michael Lalatishe, who is a finance expert. And these are the team who could help you. We offer infrastructural support. If you're a startup, you just need a room. Ibilola, I know I'm kind of running on injury time. Please give me about 2 minutes. I'll round up. And then our training services, we're able to look into our networks. We had a training with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, VI branch. It was so memorable. We had Dr. Olusegun Osunkeye, former MD and chairman of Nestle, who facilitated on that day. It was really important. I've mentioned our ability to digitize your knowledge. We've just digitized 10 modules for Faith Foundation. They're putting up an entrepreneurship course. It's going to be awesome. So once again, you're going to have this link. I would like you to click on it in the chat room, fill the form, and let's know your need. So I'll just round up with a few tips to earn more. Let's start with creating irresistible business proposals. I learned a secret that people are not writing letters on letterheaded paper in Word format and sending to organizations anymore. Your proposal might end up in the trash bin because it doesn't look interesting. So you have to come up with a killer headline, strategic partnership proposal for blah, blah, blah. You do it on PowerPoint, you put your track record, your client's logo, etc. You bring new ideas. You can teach people how to do team bonding, virtual team bonding, awareness program, whatever. These two proposals I've shown you have hit the bullseye because both have brought in the moolah. And you need to stay visible. I don't need to say that to all of us. it's about your footprint, your digital footprint. I can see Bilola is back. It's about creating joint ventures and partnerships. Even iPad. Samsung made the Retina display on iPad. So Samsung has a share of the sales. So you need to realize that the strongest species right now are not the most intelligent, but the most responsive to change. I'll be happy to take any questions. Thank you for listening to me.
Round of applause. Can we have the claps in the
Fantastic.
reactions,
Fantastic.
please?
Thank
Round of
you.
applause. We're going to have to jump into the next session because your 30 minutes has been used up.
Okay.
I would love us to welcome them. Put your thank yous, your chats,
Okay.
your learning and
Fantastic.
everything there as I introduce our next speaker. Mrs. Janet Adetu is a certified and accredited executive and high performance coach, CHCP, transformation and leadership strategist, protocol expert, impact speaker, trainer, radio and TV host, presenter, chartered accountant with an expertise in organizational growth, workplace protocol, behavioral change. She is an executive and high performance coach and called a coach extraordinaire. So can we just give her a resounding round of applause as we invite her to give us her perspective on personal empowerment. Welcome, Mrs. Janet Adetu. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Ibilola. Thank you so much. I'm going to put my screen up now. I really want to appreciate Weconnect International for inviting me here today for this networking event, Learn to Earn. And good evening, everybody. To my colleague, Fire Williams, thank you so much for that great presentation. Yes, indeed, lots to learn from that regarding our business. I won't take much of your time. Let me go straight to my slides. Okay, and once again, thank you, Weconnect International, for inviting me here. All right, so we've spoken about the business. Everything we do today to be successful is a combination of business and you. So I'm actually going to speak about you. And my topic is about inspiring your leadership presence for impactful success, whether it is for your business, for your life, for your family, whatever it is. Leadership presence, which other people call executive, professional, personal presence, they're all one and the same. And so I'm just going to dive right into it, because how can a business be successful if you're not successful? And for me, that is very important. Okay, so welcome to today's session. Okay, a little bit about myself. I think what I'm just going to say here is that I do a whole lot of stuff. So from coaching to training to facilitating to speaking, to hosting, and to being on a few boards. And my organization is very much into JSK Consulting, is very much into human resource consultancy. And our focal areas are on development training, coaching, team and group coaching, executive coaching, HR strategy, talent search, the specialized one as well, media promotions and property management. And we have a whole host of subsidiaries in our group: protocol, recruitment, multimedia, and concierge. So to start off today, I need to look at the time, right? Okay. I want us to have a I can do mindset, a growth mindset. It is very true that COVID came and hit us like a bombshell, totally unprecedented, and is still very much around and still brings about a whole lot of uncertainty. And honestly speaking, not just large corporations, but individuals as well actually were hit so badly. And even now, there's a whole lot of people out there, especially entrepreneurs, that still do not know what direction to take, especially as Sales have plummeted, profits have plummeted, bottom line has gone down to, next to nothing. And in fact, unfortunately, some companies have had to even close down. So I don't want us to have a I can't do it mentality. I really want us to have a I can do it mentality. Round about now, that's the best you can do for yourself in terms of improving from where you are today to where you want to get to. And therefore, whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can definitely achieve. So I want to dive into it straight away and ask you a few questions. And I want you to reminisce on these questions. And if you can, kindly put them in the chat box, your responses. My first question is, what do you think? Do you look like a leader? Yeah, just write it in the chat box, please. Next, I'd like to ask you, and don't be afraid, do you look like a leader? Yes, no, I'm not too sure. And then I'd like to ask you, do you present yourself as a leader? And reasons why I'm asking these questions. Then again, what's your leadership style? Have you ever thought about it? How do you really come across as a leader? Because, as much as we have perceptions about ourselves, some people think about us in different ways. And it's not enough for you to settle for the perception you have of yourself. It's more than important for you to understand how you come across to other people. So what, again, is your leadership style? And if you had 30 crucial minutes, what area of you would you like to work on? What area of you would you like to work on? All right. Okay. So different people are saying collaborative leadership style, inclusive. Yeah. Okay. Nice. I appreciate that. Transformational leadership style. Okay, great. So then again, I'd like to ask you, do you have executive presence? Yes or no? Interesting question. Well, back to my question again. If you had, and everybody says, yes, I do. Okay, interesting. I wonder why you say that. Depending on where. Executive presence is inbuilt. It's a skill. It is for you to exude and exhibit everywhere. But this is it. If you had 30 crucial minutes and you were to think about it, what area of you would you like to work on? And I'd like to see that. And not in the kitchen. Yes, executive presence, not in the kitchen. I don't know. Who knows? What area of you would you like to work on? If you really had 30 crucial minutes and you really needed to work on something about you, what would that be? Visibility, emotions, nice. Bring them, keep coming. What area about you would you like to work on? Because this is something that is very important. Many a times we are not self-aware. Many a times we just don't care. Many a times we're a bit nonchalant about certain things. And sometimes it's true, depending on where it is and who we're meeting, and I just can't be bothered. But these are things that are very important. I love this one. Areas of procrastination, marketing skills, absolutely. Areas that one would need to work on. And then now, if you had a ladder, the executive presence ladder, I'd like you to please score yourself. Out of 10, 1 being low and 10 being high. Where would you place yourself on that executive presence ladder? I mean, be honest with yourself. It could be high, it could be in the middle. Where would you place yourself? 5, thank you, Sylvia. Nice. Where would you place yourself? I need you to be very honest with yourself. Absolutely, thank you. Yes, Emanuela, 6. Yep. 7, 8, nice. 5, Mope, 8, fine. Rita, fine, nice. Okay, there are many things. This topic is so broad, so I'm hoping I could get through my 30 minutes as quickly as I can, just touching on some important areas in this topic. And so therefore, presence. Thank you for all those that responded. John Maxwell actually said the world becomes a better place when people become better leaders. And indeed, as women today, especially as you own your own business, it is very imperative that you exhibit that good leadership style. Many women don't understand that they're actually mentoring from a distance. People are watching you. Your subordinates are watching you. Your employees are watching you. Even people in your circle of influence are watching you. There are things that they like about you they're trying to emulate. And you just don't realize that they are actually trying to emulate you. So it's very important that your presence as a leader, as a woman, as a wife, as whoever you are in society, it's not just in the business place. You need to exude presence because guess what? This is 25% or more of your success in life as an entrepreneur, as a corporate person. Whoever you are, 25% of your success has everything to do with your presence. Let's face it, for instance, if you wanted to promote somebody in your office today, apart from the things that are obvious, like education, experience, maybe talent, technical know-how, there are other things that you're looking at in terms of this person, especially if that person has to represent you outside the country or outside your environment or has to be out there at your forefront, is the face of your organization. You're going to go far beyond looking just at their experience and their education and their technical know-how. And so presence is very important. But what is this presence really all about? It's the next 5 minutes. You know it when you see it. You know it when you feel it. It can be a bit difficult to define. But you know what? You definitely know it when someone doesn't have presence. You can see it all over that person. But it is your aura, all right? It is that thing that you leave in the minds of people when you're not there. It is that perception. It is that thing that people see when they are around you. What is it? What is it that drives people towards you? What makes you approachable, authoritative, aligned, accommodating, authentic? It is your presence. And then when it comes to presence, there's so many things. You might need to ask people around you to even tell you what they think. So your strengths, your weaknesses, there are things that are harnessed when it comes to showing your presence, okay? What can you enhance? What are the things that bring out your quality? What are your star qualities? What is it that people like about you when you're not there? Do you know when people are vying for positions, you want to be the president of an organization, you want to be the president of an association, you're vying for a very important position. My goodness, people don't just look at your education or your knowledge or your technical know-how. They look at your presence. Do you look representative? So do you have that charisma and a whole lot of things that go with it? Presence definitely is confidence without arrogance. So it's not about you being arrogant at all. It is that confidence that you exude. Now, trust me, in the space where I'm in, a lot of executives, as much as they look well achieved, well accomplished, they seriously have issues of confidence. Now, I'm coaching a few executives. They are international executives, highly accomplished women. They are, in fact, reached their peak, executive directors. But what keeps coming out with all of them is they have the imposter syndrome. They lack confidence. When it comes to communication, when it comes to speaking, it's like, hey, slow down. But this is one area that they really feel they need to work on. And indeed, just as you're judging people around you, people are definitely judging you. Okay, so I was looking at the chat box. All right, so why do we really need presence at the end of the day? Well, it's interesting. A lot of people say, well, I don't need presence. I'm okay with what I'm doing. My business doesn't really need me to project myself out there. I'm not really bothered about how I look. I can't really be bothered. The nature of my job, I'm in the market. The thing is this, everybody needs presence, right? Why? Competition is so fierce out there, not even more today than ever before. Competition is so fierce. How do people decipher whether they want to buy from you or not? How do people decipher whether they want to do business with you or not? It has a whole lot of things. And there's competition like Fire just mentioned, our sister Fire just mentioned about what you need to do to bring up your business. When you put all the best business plans together, if you don't have the correct presence that will help you project what you have to offer, people won't look at you a second time. So it's like when a banker comes into your office and the banker comes in scruffy and says, please, ma, can you deposit 1 million naira into my bank account? And you look at this person, you're looking at this scruffy person, you're like, excuse me, you look like somebody that's going to run away with my money. And then the following day, someone else comes, competition, and then comes in well-dressed or well-suited, presenting themselves like they know what they're talking about, and they ask you to do the same thing that the person yesterday asked you to do. What happens? Definitely, you feel more inclined to work with that person because that person gives you that trust, like, and love feeling, because you feel more trust that this person is more trustworthy, not likely going to run away with their money because of the way they present themselves, okay? And of course, I said before, 25% of success, professional success, comes from your presence, believe it or not. And we'll speak a bit more about that as we go along. Presence can actually make or break a deal. And I just said it regarding the bankers, right? And even you too. The day you're looking scruffy, you've had a bad hair day, please don't go and do any business, right? Sort yourself out in terms of, when you have somebody important that you want to see, a VIP client, you know how you step up your game in terms of your look, in terms of presentation, in terms of how you communicate. Everything definitely communicates because you know that you want to create a fantastic impression, all right? Exactly. You must step up your game in whatever you do. All right, so if you want to command attention, you need to have presence. A lot of women go to work with their bedroom face. And I say this, I didn't say this, but science has said that if you go out to do a presentation with your bedroom face, that means you look no different from how you look like when you stepped out of bed. There's no lip, I'm not even saying pure red lipstick, but lip gloss, a bit of powder on your face, a bit of attention to detail in how you present yourself. People will look at you. They said men, if they don't see anything on your face that speaks to, authenticity about what you're saying, there's nothing. They just look elsewhere. They said men look elsewhere if what they're looking at in terms of your face doesn't present anything that is appealing. And that's not to say look like a clown, but just step up your game in terms of how you present yourself when you want to go out there and give an interesting speech or any kind of announcement for that matter. All right, you need to have charisma, all right? With presence, you will cultivate that charisma. You begin to become looking more credible, all right? You have confidence without a doubt. You look more authentic as a person, and you become more self-aware of how you come across to other people. All right. Emotional intelligence is another intelligence area that you cannot be nonchalant about it. You want to be self-aware. So you come across as somebody that people will trust and want to do business with you. Integrity is one thing you don't want to mess around with either. Integrity is key for that up and rising professional. Whether you're an entrepreneur or you're in the corporate space, it's very important for you to look at these factors. And of course, you are a rare gem. You see this diamond? Everybody comes out like a piece of stone. It's not until you are carved, sharpened, we just sharpen and shapen the rough edges around you, and then you polish you a little bit, and then you can then see the true value. Everybody is like a rare gem, the diamond. We all have rough edges, and not until we polish those rough edges can somebody see your true value. And that's why when they say, wow, you scrub up real good, that means when you've had a makeover, people can then see your true value. All right, perceptions. Yeah, perceptions are reality. How do you present yourself? Visually, verbally, virtually, vocally. And I mean that. How do you look? How do you speak? How do you present yourself now that the new normal is virtual? It's not when we see people one-to-one. You need to have a virtual presentation as well, even more now so than ever, because many people are still on lockdown. Many people are still working from home. 1 year down the line, people are still working from home. So how you present yourself to your clients is very important. We do everything virtually now, from awards to presentations to the whole lot, training, everything is virtual. How do you present yourself when you're virtual? Imagine me coming out looking like a clown now, and I want to present to you. Would you listen to me? Would I look credible? Absolutely not. And the truth is, statistics even say that 67% women tend to dress for failure. And there's a whole lot that goes on there. I don't care attitude. But this is it. It's not about breaking the bank or wearing the most expensive clothes. It's about looking presentable that people would like to hear and value what you have to say. And there's this thing about when men are when they're weighing women for promotion, a lot of women are losing their losing promotion opportunities just because of their lack presence. And you can be rest assured when they're trying to assess who should go up for promotion, that statement, that very popular statement, she lacks executive presence. And you wonder, and I give you a scenario. Honestly speaking, I remember when I was working for KPMG and I was always, as an auditor, they used to hate auditors being around, and they always used to leave me, dump me in one corner, and they never used to bring out the things that I need for a timely audit. They would just say, let me not give her what she wants. And then it dawned on me that I'm wearing dark suits, shoulder pads high up here. I look very stern in my face, and I would hardly, hello, and bye-bye. It dawned on me that I need to change my presence and become more friendly, tone down my colors, wear some, camisoles inside, smart, light, lower, how will I say it now? More lighter colors inside, baby colors, baby blue, baby pink on top of my suits. Then come down with these trouser suits and wear dress suits and nice stylish suits and really look really nice. And then walk in with a smile and say, hello, my dear, how are you? How's everything? How's the family? How are the children? I really came down like a sister. I tried this and it worked in fact, it worked like gold. They then began to align with me. I came down to their level. It was about how I appeared. It was about how I behaved. It was about how I communicated. And it was my entire demeanor that made my results come out excellently well because I came down to their level. My presence had serious significance. And so therefore, to impact successfully, you need to have elements of high performance. And this is in clarity, in courage, in energy, in productivity, and in influence. If you want to inspire your leadership presence, you need to have all of these things. And I'm going to speak to them quickly in a moment. Yeah, presence is for everybody, right? It can be personal. It can be professional. It can be executive. And now the new one, leadership presence, is a must skill for every woman. And the thing is this, it doesn't matter how much education you have. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. It doesn't even matter how much technical know-how you have. If you don't have presence, you're doing yourself a disfavor. And so therefore, the pillars right now of presence that I'm going to present to you are purpose, 5 Ps, purpose, position, presence, polish, and performance. Very important. So I'll start with purpose. Getting ahead with purpose is very important. Now, how can you exude or how can you excel in your business if you don't have clarity in what you're doing? If you don't have clarity in purpose? Trust me, today, a lot of people are having issues with clarifying their true purpose. Maybe you've been in a business for so long, 20 odd years, and it's like, you've been there, done that. And it's like, what next? You want to move on. You really want to move on with what you're doing. And you're thinking, what can I do next? Or you've been dreaming about doing something, but something is holding you back. It could be money. It could be confidence. It could be the lack of something. But you need to clarify your purpose. Your purpose is unique to you. You begin to have purpose right from a very young age. In fact, you can tell in your children today that this child is going to be this, and this child is going to be outspoken. This child has a tendency for this. This child has potential for this. You identify it, and that is in you. Many a times we have purpose, we just don't see it, we just don't identify it, or we go off track. We see other people doing other things, and we want to follow suit, right? It's important for you to identify your purpose, because without purpose, how can you build yourself and how can you build your business? You must be strategic about it. You must identify it, absorb it, nurture it, and run with your purpose. Sit down, take a book, take over the weekend, sit down and think, what are your strengths? Where really is your purpose? Some people have been doing a business for years on end, and that's not really their business. I'm coaching some executives. They're quite okay. Big house, car, and the whole lot. But one of them said to me, is that it? I got into this job by accident. This is not what I truly wanted to do. And that's why they have problems moving forward in trying to be successful. Your purpose, you must have goals, the right kind of goals, the projected goals that will make you live your fulfilled life and your fulfilled dream. All right, so you must establish your position and stand firm on it, right? So the question is, are you correctly positioned today? Are you really living your expectations when it comes to your role? As an employer, as an employee, as a boss, as a professional? Where are you positioned today? You have to take it, it's like take a leave. Where are you positioned today? All right. And that will inspire your leadership presence. You need to establish and recognize where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, because that is what will help you in positioning yourself. All right. Then you mitigate against those things that you think, will disturb you, distract you. Look at where you are today and reposition yourself, because this is what will bring out the presence that is needed in you. Presence, again, is something that is a skill. A must skill, especially for women that are living in a very male-dominated environment or industry or profession, right? Look at yourself as a gift in a box, right? Somebody is going to judge you. Somebody's going to put you inside that box, put a lid on it, put a beautiful red ribbon on that box, put you on the shelf and give you a price tag. The truth is, you really want to make sure that that price tag they give you is a positive one and not a negative one. All right. So how you present yourself every day is important. If you present yourself rough, tardy, unpresentable, then that's the price tag people will give you. It is your prerogative to make sure that you look the part every time you step out. And there's so many things I ask. It's like I will ask you, when you stepped out this morning and you wanted to get dressed and go somewhere, did you dress for yourself or did you dress for other people? I'll leave that question to you. If you like, give me the answer. Did you dress for yourself or did you dress for other women? That's a question that speaks to presence and how you see presence. All right. And really, honestly speaking, when it comes to presence, it's really all about your looks, your appearance, your behavior, the way you act. And I'm going to speak to that in a moment. The way you communicate. It is the whole ABC and the D and the E and the F of presence.
2 more minutes.
All right. How many minutes?
2 more minutes.
Are you kidding? All right. Okay. So again, of course, when it comes to polish, this is very important. Okay. It has to do with attitude, behavior, and communication. All right. And this indeed is key. Are you conscious of how you come across with other people? And performance, without a doubt, is another important. You need to step up your performance in everything that you do. So in terms of inspiring your presence, it has to do with your look, how you engage people and engage yourself, how you act, how you deliberate, how you evolve, and how you resonate. In case you haven't seen that, I just spelled the word leader. And that's what it means when it comes to leadership presence. All right. Why? So many things you're juggling with. Okay. And I'm saying this now because, especially coming out of the pandemic, we have so many issues that we're going on with that can actually disturb how we present ourselves at any point in time. We want our businesses to improve. We want to also be seen as the authority in our field. All right. And therefore, my answer to you is, if you have all these issues going on with you, like having too many priorities, needing strategy, having to, deal with procrastination, the imposter syndrome, change and all of that, and even trying to be too perfect, coaching is really the whole answer. And for me, I say you need to experience coaching because it will help you have that partner who will be, the person that an accountability partner, somebody who will inspire you, somebody who can dialogue with you so that you can now look at other ways to overcome and achieve your full potential. Coaching gives you that safe space where you can discover many other ways. I'll just ask you to give me a few more minutes. I'm rounding up right away. All right. So coaching definitely is that safe place. Many people find that you can achieve a lot of things through coaching when you're able to explore, engage, empower, educate, and indeed, it is that space where, for me, coaching has helped a lot of people achieve their full potential faster than if they were to do it by themselves, because you need that accountability partner. What is the return on investment? So many things, right? You can improve your self-confidence, you can improve your productivity, bottom line of your organization will definitely improve. You'll get work-life balance. You'll be able to communicate better. A lot of people have issues with talking to people in public. People find themselves more introverted. Coaching can help you scale those things. You will have more and higher aspirations. You'll be willing to learn a whole lot better. And your results, you're flexible. You have many reasons to want to achieve more sustainable results, is what I say. And so therefore, it is really all up to you. You need to transition, you need to accelerate. And then for me, especially now with the new environment that we're living in today, you need to promote the new you. So if you're very keen on improving your leadership, your performance, and you're trying to increase team bonding, team effectiveness, you're looking for some kind of career change, or you're looking for transformation. You want to, promotion, especially after it hasn't come for a long time. You're looking for business growth. You're looking for work-life integration. You're looking for personal effectiveness and ability to communicate. Then coaching is definitely for you. But it's all about your attitude at the end of the day, because attitude does change everything. And for me, you can only succeed with the right attitude. You can only make a difference with the right attitude. You can only love with the right attitude. And whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you hear, you need to have the right attitude. And quickly, I speak to 7 steps to having the right attitude of gratitude. Just be open-minded if you want to step up your game in terms of inspiring your leadership presence. You need to manage your emotions around you and around the people that are in your circle of influence. You need to stop procrastinating. Yes, of course. Have an unshaken belief. All right. Declutter your environment, because everything around us is cluttered. All right. And we can't think straight when everything is cluttered. And we can't even begin to decipher our leadership or executive presence without decluttering our environment today. And then, of course, you need to develop a passion. What is your passion? And then, of course, you need to purpose to succeed. So pulling it all together, I have a few offers.
We've got to go.
For you, my first offer, I would just like to offer, this is my gift to you. I'm giving 50% discount on one-on-one executive coaching for anyone who'd like to send me an email, janet.aditu@gmail.com or hbxcoach@gmail.com. I'm also giving second offer for the first person on the dial to say I do, a whole 90% discount. If you put in the chat box, I do, then this offer is indeed for you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much.
Coaching as well. And on that note, this is my offer for you. Everybody will get one of these, stepping out with power presence if you join the program. And again, I say thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Janet Adetu. Can we give her a round of applause virtually? Go on to the reactions, and then we can move on to the first poll.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Can we have the virtual reactions, please? First poll, please. We've got to have the first poll. Just a minute there. Reasons for attending personal development or corporate development. Can we have people, are you here for your personal development or your corporate development? Ending the poll now. Share the results. So we have people here for personal development and corporate development, and I'm sure we would be getting in touch with Mrs. Fire Williams and Mrs. Janet Adetu. Thank you so much. I think what we're going to go into next is basically a Q&A. If there are any questions for our beautiful speakers, Sister Fire, Mrs. Fire Williams and Mrs. Janet Adetu, we'll just take a question each for both of them because time is fast spent. A question each for both of them, please. If you have any questions, could you please raise your hands?
Ibilola, there's been a question in the chat box. Somebody wanted to know whether an enterprise had to pay tax.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Somebody wanted to know if an enterprise had to pay tax, and the answer is yes. If you run a sole proprietorship, you are considered to be the face, and your business and you are virtually one and the same. So they look at the profits made by your business and they like add it to your own profits and then you pay tax on that. So that's it for business name or enterprise. While for limited liability company, the company is a different entity from you, and all your revenue and expenses are looked at. At the end of the day, your gross revenue less cost of goods sold will give you net. Then you take away all the expenses, and then you have what is left, that is your profit, out of which a percentage goes for tax depending on the level of your revenue. If it's below 25 million, like we said, you wouldn't be paying any tax, but if it's above that, but there's also a caveat. It also depends on the age of the company. They don't expect you to be in business for years and years and still not, grow or not make a profit. You might be asked to pay minimum tax. So the truth is, you have to consult a professional for tax. Honestly, I tell you, it's better. So that's my advice.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We have a hand up here. Our able chairperson, Mrs. Ngozi Nzegu, has put her hands up. I hope we get to see you. Go ahead.
I don't even want to, I'm not asking any questions. I'm just blown away. I don't know about you ladies. Can you put a price at LBS or Harvard or Oxford? Can you put a price? Can you put any figure, for these two amazing women, accomplished,
thank you,
distinguished, just name it, skilled, empowered. I don't even know. I've learned, I have unlearned, and I have relearned. And I think that this is what this is all about.
Thank you very much.
After our inauguration, we just said we are going to make an impact. It's not everyone that is going to get a job with a multinational, but we can do things amongst ourselves. We have so much talent in-house. We can do business amongst ourselves. We can collaborate. We can learn. Just see what happened this night. I'm just so overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. Am I going to talk about pivoting? Am I going to talk about strategy? Am I going to talk about my presence? I don't even know what to talk about, but I just want to say that I am so emotional about tonight. And I know that this is just the beginning of wonderful things to come. After inauguration, we said we are going to strategize, and it took us a very long time to strategize. How are we going to make a difference? How are we going to impact? How are we going to benefit? How are we going to collaborate with each other in such a way that together everyone achieves more? And at the end of it all, we are all going to come out better, And I am very, very happy that Janet and Fire just set the tone for what is going to come. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Ngozi, for your kind words. I'm sure Janet is feeling as fulfilled and happy as I am now. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ngozi. In fact, thank you, everyone, really, for listening, and thank you for the comments. I wasn't expecting that, but much appreciated. And, it's all about improving ourselves from where we are right now to get into higher and higher and higher places. And like they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. And this is what we're doing. We all want to go far, and that's why we're going and doing it together, collaborating.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Do we have any more questions? I've also put in this chat box the emails for Weconnect Nigeria admin and our able Mr. Yeshua Russell. If you would like to speak on personal or corporate value adding or activities your company or your person is involved in, please reach out to Mr. Yeshua with the email in the corner, or any of the ladies in the capacity building team of Weconnect, so we can host you at the next Learn to Earn event. We have just one more poll before our able chairperson gives us the closing remarks. One more poll, which is basically to identify how we have come to discover about this particular event and the platform that has actually helped us sign up today. So could you just please submit your responses? Keep going. Thank you so much. Please vote, please vote. Thank you so, so much. That's it. And I'm sharing. So primarily WhatsApp, emails, others, and Instagram. Thank you so, so much. I hope you've enjoyed this event as I have, and I hope you've learned a lot. So I'm going to stop sharing the results now. Thank you so, so much, everybody. I'll just say a big thank you to Janet and Mrs. Fire Williams for being our first guinea pigs on this Learn to Earn event. Thank you so much to the members of the capacity building team. I have Stella Okene and Mrs. Nike Ibirogba here. Thank you so much. And I'll just hand it over to the chairperson of the Weconnect Council, Mrs. Ngozi Nzeogu. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And thank you so much, Mr. Yeshua Russell, for supporting us and helping us pull this off for the regional and local Weconnect capacity building. Really grateful. Thank you.
What else can I say? Thank you very, very much, the capacity building team. This has been a very, very amazing session. Thank you very much, Yeshua. And thank you, everyone, for showing up. If you're not certified, if you have not registered to join Weconnect, I don't know what else you'll be waiting for after tonight, because this is just the beginning of wonderful things to come. On that note, I want to say thank you very much. Bilola, you've done an amazing job. Janet, awesome. Fire, I just don't know how to begin to appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And we look forward to more sessions like this. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Bye. Lola, we should take a picture.
Can we take a shot, please? Yes.
Can we use videos?
Yes, switch on if you have the backdrops. Oh, thank you.
Hello. Please, how can I be certified?
Oh, please. We would love you to join us as a certified woman. Please, can you email Mr. Yeshua here?
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for wanting to be certified. We'd love to have you as one of us.
Okay, thank you.
What's the name?
Maybe I've asked the question before.
Oh, so sorry, we must have missed that.
No, not on this platform.
Oh. Okay, can you connect with us through who introduced you to this event as we take this?
Okay.
Mr. Yeshua, someone to follow up with. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye. Bye, ladies.
Goodbye. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.